And those that have successfully done that are seeing the results. But if you don't understand the work of social media, which is controlling narratives, shaping narratives, pushing ideologies and agendas, I don't know how you're in for a very long ride. We need to understand these things. And for me, I'm personally pained because many of our obedience are spoiling this work for many of us. You don't have no, you cannot, you can't put your emotions in check. Somebody made a comment on my Twitter. And he said if I tweet now that Peter Obi will never be president, that now, I will see 1,000 Obidients will rush out from everywhere and start attacking him. Like that tweet he made can change if Peter Obi will be president or not. I sat down and I was up. God knows last night I could not sleep last night. I was just up, taking notes, writing notes, asking myself questions. And I'm saying, is it that? Is it, are we not, we are all adults, first of all. And I'm trying to make sure that I understand that all of us don't have, we have differences in how we get information. We have differences in, I understand that, so I'm not trying to knock down people. I understand we are all different people. The way some people react is different from the way I react. The way I think is different from the way other people think. But I feel like as basic adults, there's some things that I feel that by now, at least playing this politics for 2 years. We're almost 2 years deep into this stuff. A child they gave birth to when we started playing this politics is already working. We should have advanced our discussion to a very higher to a bigger spot by now. And so for me, I just sat down and I was like, after my whole thoughts and everything, I was like, I had to sit down. I was like, okay, for many of us, social media is like dopamine. It is a high for us. To come and talk on spaces is a high for us. To come and tweet is a high for us. It's like there's something special that we get from it. But for some of us, it is our own way of contributing to nation building via shaping narratives and helping grow this movement. And I understand that all of us cannot think the same. All of us cannot act the same. That's why probably they say we are a headless mob. Of which me, I'm so much in love with that toga. Headless mob. You can't even want to shame me. I love that toga. But at least we have to learn how to be headless mob, thinking in the right direction. Because many of our people are not thinking the right direction. And I'm saying this is Twitter obedience because for me, I'm talking of Twitter obedience. Many of they bring our legs out. Many of us. It is so painful that you will be sleeping in your house and would have been that catalyst with the end. That is what Twitter is for. You cannot come and talk convention, LPDs, or you cannot do. I'll put another Twitter. Oh, LP is this, LP is hell. It freaking doesn't change or do anything on Twitter. Many of us don't understand these things. So I just feel like today is probably a day we might have to reconfigure ourselves and understand what we are doing here. You now look at someone that is supporting a Tinubu, we have time to come out and be dragging Obedience, dragging LP, dragging P2B, because some of us cannot think and understand why we are on Twitter. We go to sleep, we go wake up for morning, about people don't open space. Obedience are powerless. Obedience have no work. Obedience are this, because some of you don't know how to keep your emotions. You are the cannon fodder that gives these people ammunition to shoot us. Any single thing you open a space on, any single thing you tweet about it, any single thing you're blowing up, what you know that you cannot go and do offline. Oh, Peter Beach. Oh God, I saw some tweets yesterday. I blocked some people yesterday. Oh, Peter Beach should speak up. Peter Beach should do this. Peter Beach should do that. I said, hey. I said, now wow. And many of these people, they didn't say that blanket. They didn't say that blanket. AC, if they blow them. Or cold, or they never see light for 2 days. They charge their phone for generator. Or they are even chilling in the beach. Or they are drinking cognac. Or Hennessy. Or flexing and tweeting. Peter Obi should do this. Peter Obi should do that. They. Supporters club. We see, supporters are the greatest in the start. He cannot play. Remove him from the pitch. What can he do? Kevin De Bruyne. He cannot see him. See God where he miss. The carry ball give you now. Don't even fit it. Cannot even pass. Oh, mommy, I just said to them, come and tell me now for people like the truth, though, because the truth is bitter. The truth is very what? Bitter. It is very, very, very bitter, but it's necessary we have to say these things. Because it come and reach at the point whereby many people are working behind the scenes. Many people are spoiling things for us on the scene. If you want to do this thing, please answer your own name. If you want to, if you tired for this thing, don't come out and using obedient name. I beg, use your own name. I beg. We have been on violence space for the past 2 years. We have been begging people, please join Labour Party. Many people say, no, I cannot join Labour Party. Oh, Labour Party is dirty. Labour Party is this. They are that and that. It's okay. We kept asking. We kept shouting on this thing. Election finished. We're pushing. Join Labour Party. Please join Labour Party. We did not join Labour Party. Some of our people joined Labour Party. Some joined. Some did not participate. Some became members. Some were active. And as those that did not join, you did not join online. You did not join real life. It's the same way I can have a right to criticize APC government or APC party and say, oh, they are criminals and this thing. It's the same way you have a right, everyone have a right, APC have a right to even talk about Labour Party. But you have no, whatever we say has no jurisdiction. It is just like, I will give you an analogy. I had a meeting with some of our friends last night, and I gave this analogy. It was painful, but I'm sure it sank in. And I said, it is a story of a married man and his side chick. The side chick is so beautiful, hotter than his wife. Oh, she's so hot and everything. And all of a sudden, the side chick starts telling the man, I'm the one that is to service you more. I'm the one that's making you, I'm the one turning you to, I've turned you to a young man. All of a sudden, you're now hot and fresh and everything. I think this is how you start cooking your house. You start cooking in your house. This is how you should start eating. This is what your children should eat. This is what your this should this. This is what your dad should that. start dictating the tempo of the house. Meanwhile, the man might have been subtly giving signs of come and get married to me, because the only way you can really have a say in this our family is if we are married first. But no, you prefer to be a side chick. You prefer to be a side chick, and you're a side chick. You now want to dictate for the man what's happening in his house. And I ended my analogy by telling my friends that was in that call with, I said that unfortunately, the truth of the matter is that Obedient movement is a side chick of Labour Party. We are their side chicks. Oh, we came in, helped them won a party, helped them won elections, do this, do that, elected us as members to these things, but we did not come in and become part of the house. You want to fix a house, you do not fix a house from outside. You have to get into the house, trash out the house. If there are debts in that house, you clean up that house, you fix the house to your taste. You do the hard work. You don't do the hard work on spaces shouting, on Twitter tweeting. You go down to the grassroots and do the hard work. And when you get into that house, you don't just start eyeing for the wife. Oh, first wife, I have to be the first wife. You go in and follow the family and know how you're going to enter, and move in and jostle your way and seduce your way to the top. It's how it is practiced everywhere. But many of us are run by emotions. We lack patience as people. We just want to, let it come out now. Let me find my way. Let us get in. Okay, well, Scott, once I did a hard job, it doesn't work that way anyway. And by the way, disclaimer, because if you can't see me, I will say it. Abure, we can never stand and support him. He doesn't stand and represent what I want. But the truth of the matter, you cannot take Abure out from outside. You can only take Abure out from inside. In their constitution, because I heard someone said, but Saddam, in their constitution, they said you must be 2 years old and above to be their president. I say, if that's what's in their constitution, what has stopped us from entering that party in our numbers, occupying that party, and every state have an obedient chapter in that party, and that obedient tells their delegates, probably with their chairman or whatever, as you're going there, we have a candidate who are backing that has been in this party for so long, that has a better. Are you saying that everybody in the Labour Party is a criminal? Is that what we're saying? Is there nobody up there that we could have rallied towards and say, okay, since we have nobody as an obedient that is 2 years old, we get someone and put someone there that we take out Abure? We did not do the hard work. We did not do the hard work. Tell ourselves the simple truth. If we had done the hard work, the result will show. It is simple. If they play, it is show. But when you sit down spaces and say, oh, okay, this family, let us start, the family wants to do a birthday party, and let us scatter it. I say people police spaces. Say they will go and scatter convention. I was just looking at it and say, hey, God. I say, we will go and scatter it. We will go and do this. We will go and do that. We will scatter this. This is the reason why these Abado people look at us and say, these people are a bunch of amateurs. That we're amateurs. We don't understand the workings of politics. Not talk of working of politics in a very deadly and satanic place like Nigeria. And then when none of you guys are on Twitter, see that nothing is happening online in the convention, you did not go. You did not send anybody to go. You did not send anybody to go there. You now come back on the same line and be shouting, oh, Obidients could not go and do anything. Like for real? Did anybody tie your own leg or your own hands? Meanwhile, Tinubu is also rock stealing. Apabio is also rock stealing. They are all having a field day, enjoying their loot. Then we sit and descend on the party. Scatter, they insult them, drag the party, cause the party. Me, call the party this, call the party that, talk one, talk two, talk three, talk, just say everything. Then tomorrow, Peter Obi say he's still on that party. Or tomorrow, oh, in fact, I say Peter Obi must tell us now to leave the party. Like tomorrow, if Peter Obi come out and say on ParallelFacts, all right, Obidients, I'm leaving Labour Party to go and enter SDP, or to go and enter AAC, or to go and enter CCC, or to go and enter any party. Like me and you will go and do the work. What we are running from in Labour Party will meet us in another party coming. The same lackadaisical attitude we are putting in right now is waiting for us wherever Peter goes to. So I'm asking questions: are we really want to come and change this country, really, or we just want to come and hear ourselves, catch cruise, and go and go back? Oh, yeah, I voiced my own, and get the. You have all of us have Twitter fingers now. Oh, Peter Obi said this, Saddam said this, Jimmy said this, Women said this. We can all tweet. We all have Twitter fingers. Are we really about a new Nigeria? Or are we looking for who will save us? I asked myself, I said, which obedience? Join all the we saw Peter Obi declare. We saw Peter Obi declare how much he put into the account. And by the way, let me say, Peter Obi put in his own money, 800 million naira into the account. That is not to talk of how much he spent, though. For those that don't understand, he put in 800 million, he paid it into the account. Not talking of how much he spent personally, running into billions. His personal account, his own personal funds. You think, say you like Nigeria, Passam? Or you know Nigeria, Passam? Someone that is going across the country, you are chilling in your room, drinking cognac or drinking gari like I'm drinking. And you now come and be tweeting, Peter Obi, someone that is traversing the country. Honestly speaking, Obidients really need to focus. So we really need to focus. We really need to tell ourselves a very, very hard truth, because sometimes we are so comfortable, and we simply say, we open space discussing strategy. Abure ready with the cost scatter that place. We are coming there. My life, I will do my life. Blah 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 blah. That day you go there, you see DSS like 1 million. Which sensible person goes to discuss strategy on spaces? Have you ever seen APC open space and discuss strategy? You think they don't fight? In the peak of last elections, five governors left Atiku, the G5, and were jumping like prostitutes across other party. Did you see a PDP boys open space? Calling Wike out, calling Sheyi Makinde, what is this other, and Ikpaus and the rest out? This is politics. No politician carry their dirty lineage to public. They find a way to sort these things out behind the scenes. They find a way, and if you cannot find a way, you just take it in, because you are learning to protect your own. That's how you grow. Oh man, I just say I don't end my own talk for today. Tomorrow we'll continue our space. Because for me, honestly speaking, I just get so disappointed. Many of us, many people that you think should know better, don't even know. Many people that we just allow emotions override us. There's sometimes you might see something and get triggered. Please just drop your phone. Just drop your phone and drink water. In the next 30 minutes, something else will come up. You must not talk on every situation. You must not put your mouth. You must not talk everywhere. You will not die. If you cannot use your feet and fix that stuff, please, As long as it concerns this gathering, this movement, please don't bring it to the public. Stop embarrassing us. Stop disgracing us. Many of us are supposed to suffer what we suffer for this movement. I'm in Nigeria. Please come in here, babe. God bless you.
I come. Get with you, just one fight like this. As you just talk something just now. Wait, this is not the now village people. People have come again. Fair enough. See this.
Don't be all this show walking. Show walking. Put our blood on this pig.
All right. I was looking for that video before you just say, let me come in. Okay. All right. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening to. Good evening, Mommy B. Emia Saddam, Jimmy, Dr. Royal. I can see those of you, a lot of you requesting the mic. We try to get as much people. Obidients. I miss you, bro. No gain intended. It's not the way it's there to be. Obidients just discuss now. This about to look for money.
Yo. 1 minute. No gay. Nah, no Diddy. No Diddy.
Don't be like the para also now. You know, you make one tweet yesterday now. Para, and there are some set of us that when something, and also there are some people that are actually putting their mind to do this work, and when they don't do the, and it don't succeed, some people now come and start laughing at them. I told you people now, it not gonna work. There's some of us that derive joy if it doesn't happen through my side or through my way, it not gonna happen.
God bless you, Saddam. God bless you for this statement we make. Then they wait, make the thing know what. If now say they don't follow it, I tell them that time. We for no day this.
Do you understand?
Them plenty.
It's a very devilish mindset. Let me continue.
Yeah. First of all, I'll just say this disclaimer before my submission. So all I'm going to say is pretty much at best, my opinion, my recommendation, or just my thoughts, right? I'm not born any people that they call obedient. So I really do not have I know we are all, pretty much everybody's an adult. So, I mean, nobody has the power to tell anybody what to do. But so I'm just really hoping that from this space, I mean, in the midst of us, dealing with ourselves, talking to ourselves, I'm really hoping that we are able to learn. I pride myself as, I'm not very old, so I cannot say it's wisdom of gray hair, but I think most of the time I'm pretty much a deep thinker. Like, trust me, sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be very annoying. So I'm pretty much a deep and sometimes a detailed thinker. People that have engaged me personally, if we're in maybe meetings or conversation, you discover that the perspective I'm always trying to come out from is a little bit too, it's not always on the peripheral, right? It's something deep. So I'm just hoping that we are able to all learn from each other on today's space, because it's very it's very sad that we are, I don't know, that we are wasting one space that we used to, not just one, because yes, we are wasting one space that we have used to talk about the drug law, which I'll come to anyway. We are wasting it having to learn or call people's attention to a lesson. But it's needed because I even almost feel like we've been stalked. In the last couple of weeks, I feel like we got stalked. That's how I feel like personally now. So remember, everything I said is my opinion, my thoughts, my recommendation at best. So everything I'm going to be saying, I'll break it into two different compartments. The first thing I'm going to be saying is pretty much about us, a lot of the things that have happened recently. Then the second part, or the second thing I'll say, is to tie it to affect our roles as opposition. It's important that we know that. I think it's very, very important. So that's where I'm hoping the learning comes from. It's very, very important that we know that. Okay. Earlier, Saddam, when you started making your submission, in my room here, I shouted, Saddam, don't do plagiarism. Because I felt like you made, like, you did, like, I'm like, how are you saying some of the things I was going to say, right? Earlier this evening, I put out a tweet. It's not the most popular tweet. So I've made tweets that probably got more likes and more retweets than this. But I'm glad because I'm not looking for likes or retweets. Um, and I'm going to read that tweet. And like I said, please open your mind to learning. Just open your mind. Like, open your mind to learning. I mean, you might also say some things here today that I will learn from. So I'll also open my mind to learning. And my tweet was, I think one of the, and I'm quoting myself now, it's quite strange. My tweet was, I think one of the lessons I learned very early about the strong power of the obedient movement is not to limit it to what I see in my little circle or cocoon. I can only identify with that, but I don't limit my idea of how big or how powerful or how diverse the obedient movement is to that. Trust me, the Twitter, or in bracket, now X arm of Obedient is certainly a powerful arm and probably one of the most active, vibrant, outspoken, and intelligent arm. But it's by far not the biggest arm. So whenever you are saying the obedient movement, in quotes now, whenever you say the obedient movement, whatever you say about it, whether after or before, like, but whenever you just use that word, the obedient movement, on any matter at all whatsoever, always try to keep this consciousness or remind yourself of this. It helps a lot. Then I went for that. I said it also helps you personally, especially with relation to mental health. So this one is even good for you. It helps you personally with relation to mental health in managing your expectations of people who identify with the movement. I will often say it that the obedient movement was and is still so big that it accommodated the good, some bad, and some ugly. In bracket, I said. And they all bring some level of value to the table. But the force which brings them all together is very strong. It's the force of the desire and type we did it, and pursuit for good governance. And Peter Obi happened to be one of the very few living entity that embodies that force. And perhaps the only one amongst those few who is willing to go the mile to bring it to fruition for Nigerian people. That's why I stop. And I'll just say this here. I gave this analogy to someone recently. I said, the obedient movement is quite big. The truth is, okay, let me put it like this. Prior to 2023 election, I can tell you for sure that at least 95%, and I'm trying to be conservative. I'm trying not to, I'm trying to be conservative. I can tell you for sure that at least 95% of Nigerians knew. I'm choosing my words very carefully. So, words I'm using, knew that Peter Obi is the best candidate for the presidency. Maybe close to that same 95% even wanted him to be president. But I broke that number, that 95%, now I broke it into different class of people. I said there are those, class A, there are those that didn't believe he can win. And in Nigeria setting, there are some people that just like to say, okay, I beg, I don't want to waste my time, no need, right? So there are those that didn't believe he can win, so they didn't want to bother. But it didn't change the fact that in their mind, they wish he would win. That's the first class of people. So some of them were not obedient, quote unquote, like they didn't vote, they didn't plan to vote, they didn't want to go and vote. Maybe some of them, because of how foolish they may be, eventually who ended up voting for, other parties because they feel like, I want this one to just win. Not like I want one to win, sorry. Because they feel like this one has more tendency to win. Let me not, in the words of Pastor, oh God, I forgot this late female pastor's name. In her words, I don't want to waste my vote. So there's that class of people. And these people, like I said, in total is the 195. The class B, and my definition of the class B. So there were those that knew Peter Obi is the right candidate, wanted him to win, wanted to vote. But for them, there are these people that felt like, well, I will just vote out now. I beg. No, if you win, I just hope Chelsea go win. No, there are those people. Then there's the third class of people, which I think most of us fall into. Are those people that, okay, so those second class of people, the difference is that their skin is not really in the game. They are not, they are passive, really. Then there's the third class of people, which I think we fall into, which are those that wanted Peter Obi to win, knew he was the best candidate, were willing to do everything for him to win, and we put our own skin on the game, like in such a way that even after they rigged him out of the election, evidently, massively, we are not stopping. We are still going. Unfortunately, fortunately, we are those set of people, I believe. But unfortunately, trust me, we are not the larger set of people. We are the by numbers, by figures, we'll be the fewest. In fact, I think the biggest block is that class B. In my thought, the biggest block, okay, maybe the class A, because there are a lot of dormant people in Nigeria. But if you want to bring it within people that I can classify as obedient, because for me, those people that are in class B that tried voting Peter Obi, but weren't really as enthusiastic, as forceful, as driven at whatever we are, I also classify them as obedient. I don't discriminate them. So for me, I think that within the obedient structure now, if I want to take away those people that did not believe in win, even if they wanted him to, within the obedient structure, that class B as the highest number. I think we are still pretty much now few, quote unquote, that are on the matter. It doesn't mean by any means or chance that those class B people, if election were to happen tomorrow, some of them will be demoralized, but if they had the opportunity to really vote, they will vote Peter Obi again, and again. So I needed to bring in that analogy because it's important for us, like Saddam had said, to know when we use the word obedient movement, the obedient movement. It's important for us to keep in our consciousness. I know sometimes it's such a beautiful movement that you always want to personalize, you want to bask in the euphoria, and it's totally fine. But I really want to encourage us first to ensure that as much as possible we know that this movement is diversified, and also know, like Saddam had mentioned, that's why I say Saddam plagiarized my submission. Like Saddam had mentioned, that there is a lot. One of the first lessons I learned after September 6th last year, which was the day Supreme Court delivered judgment. It's one of the lessons I learned. In fact, I told a couple of people that we spoke with, that I spoke with in person. I said, okay, I think I just realized that online cannot be on ground cannot be a complementary to online. Online should be a complementary to on ground. Like it make it don't happen. Make we don't put our blood on the P, quote unquote. Make for say, make we don't put our blood on the P first. Before we talk and say, okay, yes, we don't put our blood on the P. We don't do one. Before we now, be in this, entire state that we are in. I know why yesterday is very annoying for Saddam. It was personally annoying for me. I was pissed. In fact, I didn't know Saddam. I was the one that reached out to Saddam first. I didn't know Saddam was angry. I was the one that went to Saddam like, bro, to say I get power to do this thing. So that we do before normally if you say Saddam, this because he's always busy, he may not reply immediately. He replied immediately, and therefore just say, okay, this guy, this guy too, they feel up and all that. And a lot that happened after that is pretty much history. I'll just beg us, really. The obedient movement, I keep emphasizing, is a very strong movement, is a very powerful movement. The Saddam NC is here, so maybe you can send him. What is it called now? The establishment knew it. That is why they had to go through the length of rigging the election. I don't think some of you know the kind of rigging APC rigged this election. I think some of us think it's the normal 2020, 2011, 2007, 2003, all those kind of rigging.
Is it just me?
No, he has gone quiet though. 1 minute. They
Not just
Okay,
you.
don't
okay.
catch his net.
Oh, S is enter 1 minute loss. That the obedient spirit. Hmm? Guys, please, oh, I beg. Honestly speaking, I've just been agitated. I don't even know.
Was of the obedient movement.
1 minute. Your
And one
obedient
thing I'm
spirit.
trying to avoid personally
1 minute.
as an obedient is to ensure that
Ah,
that
I
power
Well
beg.
meaning
doesn't
Well
Nigerian.
meaning. Ó ti gbé wa
Well
traveling.
meaning. We know
Well,
and
you
meaning
no.
for like
everyone has
30
lost you for
Nothing.
the
seconds.
last few minutes.
I better tell him to drop and come back.
Oh, you lost me for like 30 seconds.
Even
For
for
Now
about
my
40,
self.
village people.
about
Almost
45
a
seconds,
minute
1
at
minute.
least.
Now my village people.
Drop and come back,
Okay,
I
okay.
beg.
But can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Perfectly.
Can you hear me? 1 minute.
We can hear
Yeah, I
you,
can hear you,
Sada.
Sadam.
Okay, then go on. 1 minute, go on.
Yeah, okay. I don't. Anyone you know, yeah, maybe now God no make you. Like people say I don't talk about it. Let me just go ahead and round up. I'll just more like what I was saying is that the obedient movement is pretty much the powerful movement. It was so powerful, and that's what I said probably in the last 30 seconds. It was so powerful that the establishment had to go extra length to rig the election. I emphasize the length, but I won't emphasize it again. But they had to go extra length to win the election. And for me, I think it is important that the only thing that we can do to that power is to sustain it first and increase it. Sustain it and increase it. As much as possible, let's not make mockery of that power. Let's not put ourselves in a position to become a mockery. At a couple of people yesterday, I said, we are never going to shoot again in this movement. I'm never going to support again a shooting in this movement that I do not know the target. See, if we are going to shoot, and I'm using shoot in quotes, if you like, copy the space, go spread and not me. If we are going to shoot again in this movement, it will be to get our target 100%. It will not be, oh, we just want show, say we did here, we just want show, say now we. It has to be on point because yes, there's the risk associated with that. If over time we keep shooting sporadically without mock it, and you know who it will affect, it is the people in class B. I really hope people understand. Maybe I don't know if I'm being too technical, but it is the people in class B. It may not affect us that are zealous obedient, but do you know the people in class B may start to also see us as a mockery? Because those people are, like I said, they're passive naturally. You know, they are going to start seeing us too as like, or maybe I say all this way to the talk safe. Now man to just do all this one, we already shout. I beg me could just be like say we could just leave themselves. That those trust me, Peter Obi is doing a lot to expand the obedient movement. He's doing a lot to make the obedient movement more powerful. The least we can do is support him. Quickly, I'll just go to the second part that I said. I know I've taken a couple of times. The second part I want to say is how this affects our opposition activities. Let me just put it like that. Have you noticed in the past 2 or 3 weeks, if you want to be honest, and I want to just say this, have you noticed in the past 1, 2, or 3 weeks that somehow, it looks as if, or it looks as though Tinubu is, I don't know how to put it now. It looks as though he's working, there's no scandal, there's nothing happening. Like, I mean, if I ask you what has happened in the presidency or what mess have they done in the past 2 weeks, I'm sure you'll be remembering the ones that happened maybe prior to the last 2 weeks, budget padding and all that. It still looks fresh because those are some of the things we've not talked about in details. Because when all those things came out, we were busy with other things. So, do you know what has really happened? Let me tell you pretty much how media work. That's why kudos to General Lucci. the way media works, most of I'm not a media professional, but I'm sure NCs, when it comes in, might verify this. Media has a way of lashing on what people want to hear more, what people are interested in more, the current topic that people are interested in more, in such a way that the reason why over time we've been seeing all these leaks of Tinubu's flaws, the minister does this one, do that, this one, this, is because Nigerians have grown interest. And when I say Nigerians, pretty much obedient. If you are not, I think obedience drives the narrative. It's just that sometimes we drive it anyway, some wrong direction. So, and any media want to an extent, whether it's with fake news or with propaganda, but they want to go towards something that they know obedient movement is interested in at every point in time. So what has happened over the past 2 weeks is that, have you noticed how all of a sudden, most of the news is pretty much about Labour Party. It's pretty much about Abure, Labour Party, this and that and that and this and that. You can't be like, say, Tinubu has just been working, nothing has happened. He's just, coasting and going and going and going. It's really
As
because
if the
of what
Binance guys didn't escape in broad daylight.
I did tell you, NCs, I did tell you, it's just costing. Because really, the media is now interested in what, and for APC, this is a plus. For even
We
PDP, it's a
lost the
plus.
story on Akpabio stealing 3 trillion that the northern senator. That story died out in the news because Obidients were more interested in Labour Party.
Yeah. If we would be interested and we want to, I want to, like Saddam said, it's not on Twitter. It's on ground. Like you go do, you go don't do everything you want to do. Now for Twitter, we call here now after you don't do and finish because this thing they don't do more. We can't talk for violence space as topic or any other spaces. So in rounding up, really, I really just want to beg us, make reference to two things I said before as a summary. One, the obedient movement from this point has to grow stronger. As strong as we were in 2000. In fact, it's why I like the bad people and this ugly. You see, I said we have the good, bad, and ugly. Those bad and ugly, I'm interested in them in this movement too. I mean, I'm very, very interested in them because if we need people that will begin election, apparently because it's begin election that they used to win election, it is some of them that we need to use. It's some of them that we really do it. It's not those of us that are the good and prim and proper people, to be honest. So the obedient movement from this point has to grow stronger. No room for if we know we are not sure, if we are not going fully in, let's not go in. That's one. Like we have to just know, we have to grow from strength to strength. Peter Obi is doing a lot to extend this. I feel like it will be unfair. On Peter Obi if we are doing things to minus from what is added. Like in the add with the minus, in the add with the minus, in the add with the minus. I think that would be really unfair on Peter Obi. Then the second thing is that let's be careful. Let's be careful so that let's resist the urge to look like a mockery to anybody. Because that also affects that.
My brother, we have lost you, but I think that's a very good footing to run it down. Well, I mean, if you come back, you continue from where you stop. But I just want to add something. I say, you see, to be consistent is not fun. Well-meaning. Well-meaning. We lost you, but that's fine. To be consistent is not fun. To be consistent entails discipline. You have to be disciplined. You have to understand to run opposition is not I like it. To run opposition is that you have to choose to do it. I dare say from the past couple of months that Obedient Twitter have dragged the Obedient worldwide movement down. Because there's Facebook Obedient, there's TikTok Obedient, there's YouTube Obedient, there's on ground Obedient. You Twitter Obedient, you guys they fuck up. We they mess up real big time. Any small thing, we don't run open space. We don't begin to sound like mad people. We don't get control. We don't tweet nonsense. Someone they tweet say tomorrow Friday is the deadline for P2B. Friday deadline for P2B. Like saying, are you create P2B or are you create Obedient movement? The day you became obedient, did any of us know? Many have come and gone. Some even paid the ultimate sacrifice with their lives for this same movement. That's some of us are cutting our screws today. People go there on ground, they suffer, they work hard, they strategize, they push things. Now go come on Twitter, they spoil things for us. And everything you guys do on Twitter finds a way to go back offline. It now goes back offline. The people that are trying, and there are so many baby obedience that don't even know their left from their right. They are trying to see how to stand. They will jump on your people's faces, and all you people are thinking is nonsense. Oh, Peter Obi doesn't know any this one. Oh, obedient movement must be this. Oh, LP this. LP, you're not inside. We have been screaming for months. Join LP, join LP, join LP. You refuse to join LP. Now, some people go leave LP now, go form on that party now. We go still come and they beg now. Join. I don't go agree. The abundance of the world, we go and join that party. Then you will not wake up and come on open spaces. I'm shouting, this new party people will be enter CMPP. They don't know anything. They be this, they be that. Then you are doing nothing. Expert in complaining, expert in criticizing, but expert in not doing the hard work. You think they always wake up everyone and come to post with a risk? You think she likes it? You think it is fun just doing one thing? You think it is fun just coming up and say, okay, every tweet, I not go to anything, I just Erisco. Officer, you wake up and I'm not anything. Now just custom idea. It is consistency of driving an agenda. And that is what Twitter is meant for. Twitter is to drive agenda, not to come and catch cruise, not to come and tell us you know how to speak English. And Abado go there, they use us the catch cruise. In this time when Nigerians they die of hunger, we have had 2 stampades in this country, and we're in the month of March. 2 stampades have happened in Nigeria. Nigerians going to hustle for food in the month of March. We still have like 9 good months or 10 months to 9 months to run out in the year. And the people that their party has caused this thing are walking around this Twitter sphere, laughing at me and you, that are meant to be holding them accountable. Twitter obedience, they fall our hands. Honestly speaking, I don't know how, but I just have to say this truth. I mean, if you want to come in, please, you can come in now, my brother, because honestly, my belly.
My brother, the truth be say, the way they vex, let me come in after a few people because I've entered so many DMs this week. Why are you writing like this? Why are you writing like? Don't you know you are a leader in this movement? Even if you are so angry, hold these things to heart. Why people just they are caught up in what they are caught up in. But the truth is that let me just say this very briefly. The major thing, and I'll beg obedience overseas because I notice is most of you that are doing this. Let me tell you why most of you have the luxury of doing that. You're not in Nigeria where Bola Ahmed Tinubu is destroying the economy and we are going through hell on a daily basis. Breaking news right now, a few minutes ago, is that there's a looming national blackout coming. So this is not even that Bayo Adelabu is destroying us in the electricity sector, and then petrol is 600 naira a liter. I don't think you people understand what we are going through. There is now no electricity and a looming blackout. At least under Buhari, it was national grid collapse. Then they will fix it. This one now is blackout. So I think maybe if you woke up in a blackout and then you went out and bought fuel at 600 naira and your minimum wage was 30,000 and you know you had a family, I think you would be more focused on dragging Tinubu than on Abure. In Nasarawa State alone, 3 people died and 23 students were injured, according to official reports, just because of a stampede for sharing of food. If you're in Lagos, if you see the way they are sharing food during this Hajj, you'll be so embarrassed. People will line up on my street all the way to the end, and the food is never enough for everybody. My brothers and my sisters, let us stay focused. Let us stay focused. Akpabio stole 3 trillion naira via the budget. A northern senator called him out. And all of a sudden, that story has died. The PDP boys that were excited and beating their chest saying it was a don't you see PDP doing the opposition? Where are they with the consistency of that story?
personality, that's their nature. You cannot kill them. But there are those who want to be team players, and those people who like to be team players, like myself, like Lady Bolanle. Please, if you're in the UK, join us. And I want to call out to my Canadian obedience. Where are you guys, man? You see, you guys started it for us with the PEPT post judgment rally you were holding. You guys gave us motivation, you guys gave us ideas, and suddenly now you've gone quiet. Canada people, I beg, make on a rally on ourselves together, because one thing is definite. If we don't begin to strategize and gatekeep for each other, I am telling you, suddenly we'll now find that right before our very noses, PDAPC will come into us and morph us and fragment us. You think? Yes, we are saying obedient movement will stand the test of that, but if we don't strategize, properly, we will be decimated, and that is the truth. And basically, it's getting to that point where I said to Lady Bolanle, after whatever PO says, the address PO is giving us tomorrow, if I don't see, people really pulling their neck in, and I'm sorry, I have to call out the US obedience. Please, we need leadership. We need coordination from you guys. It's as if some people are just flying solo. Everybody wants to have a support group in Nigeria influence. Please, if we in diaspora, cannot organize ourselves in a way that we are really strategic in how we are. It doesn't mean that you change your style or format. Basically, there is an overarching message that everybody is aware. Then you are gatekeeping for each other. You're covering each other's back in a very strategic way. And there are other things that will, hanker onto that framework. But you see, you know what, guys? Some of us are really making it hard. See, some of us are coming on Twitter. See, we are running mad on Twitter, but we are refusing to talk to each other behind. I mean, just off the camera. Please, I am in some of us are DMs. Please, respond in kind, and let's see what we do from there. Please. Because I know, because basically for the UK already we know those that will speak for us. And we're happy with that, because we know they always come back to us and tell us, this is what we are doing next, and this is how we are going next. And this is what I'm asking. Let us now strategically coordinate ourselves properly, in diaspora. We are not doing it. A lot of us diaspora want to have influence back in Nigeria. That's good, that's good, but we are not talking to ourselves. And there's no point coming on Twitter Spaces or going to TLs, putting a structure, when the same people don't even want to be part of the structural formation. It just doesn't make sense. It's quite frustrating, I have to
Yeah.
say. Very, very frustrating. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Lady Liberty. Thank you. There's some very salient points you made. You made there. Thank you very much for that. And please, if they reach out to you, go and check and respond. Generality, they give me work. You just post picture now, say when you see it. Anytime generality post, now Erisco I dey look for. I see me at the Zoom picture, the fact where Erisco dey. Now Chiki I dey see me, I dey look for Erisco. Please, generality, just say the answer to these questions. It is stressing me. I am zooming and zooming up and down, looking for Erisco, whether Erisco Sige, Erisco Chiki. Because anything all looking now, only Erisco I dey see for yourself. Thank you very much. Anyway, quickly I'll go straight to call me Lexi, after which I'll come to
Oh
Vasnia.
no, sorry, it's supposed to be Vatney
Oh,
first.
yeah, Vasnia first, call me Lexi, yeah. Go ahead, please.
Okay, yeah. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Saddam. Well, meaning everybody here. I mean, first of all, can you confirm? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Uh, I don't know. I really don't know. Will I call it movement fatigue? Maybe that's what it is. It's not unusual to have movement fatigue. Where the movements start boom, 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 then it gets to a point. It's not seeming that people getting tired or losing a sense of direction. But for me, I think the biggest issue for us, the obedient, is the Agbado guys on Twitter, for example, have been very effective with their message. From morning to night, the message is Igbo this, Igbo that, Igbo this, Igbo that. Uh, then then you're kind of forced because I'm doing a work on freedom. I'm doing a research on freedom, right? And um, in collaboration with some people, and I've been reading a lot about research that have been done on journals in America, in the UK, in Europe, and one of the challenges of freedom that I've seen is what we are experiencing in Nigeria: misinformation. The huge bulk of the issue, misinformation. And that's what the Agbado guys have been doing. They just come on Twitter to misinform. And if you go to my timeline, you see, I spend energy trying to go back to history, to counter it, to at times it's quite exhausting. Because this guy is deliberate. It's not as if what they are tweeting, they don't know is the truth, is a lie. They know. But it's to distract us. That's the strategy. It's to distract us from the real issue. So now I'm debunking the story of Iransi being the head of government, and he was the one that destroyed the regional government, right? Somebody is saying, oh, Iransi destroyed the regional government. Oh, the Igbos destroyed the regional government. That's why we are here today. They destroyed it because, now,
Vasni, we are struggling with your
can
audio.
you hear me now? I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, just try and round up.
Well, I mean, I've not even done up to 3 minutes now. I mean, you're literally rushing me to stop. I mean, can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
We
Hello?
can hear you, but your network is very bad.
Oh, okay. So let me change position. Can you hear me now?
Are you outside, or you could go somewhere? There's like the breeze
Yeah,
is blowing.
in my car because of this network thing, so that I can speak, right? So, can you hear me now? Just confirm.
Yeah, please just if you could just wrap up in a minute, my brother.
So I think this is the issue that we're so preoccupied with trying to debunk the lies. So the strategy is that how do we understand that this is a lie? We should not dissipate energy on it. Or another strategy is within the obedient movement, we need to have designated people. That's where coordination, okay, for propaganda on lies, on history, you tackle it. For propaganda on this, you handle it. So uh, they form a WhatsApp group. The message is the same. They are countering that, so that other people other obedient can continue to pass on messages on the real issues, the breaking news. I mean, look at the work that Kalu, the economist guy, is doing. I mean, these guys are literally pushing Kalu to become political. Meanwhile, the guy is selling us facts. His economy is fact. It's there. This will not happen. If you don't do this, this will not happen. If you don't show up your revenue to get more dollar, if you like continue to beg, do your stuff with the naira, long term it will not work, right? And somebody is trying to say, oh, because Kalu is an Igbo guy, uh, because Kalu is an Igbo guy, that's why he's saying this. They're almost pushing the guy. So every time I'm running back to Kalu's tweet, trying to counter that narrative that no, this is not about tribe, this is economics, this is fact. If you do
Yeah.
increase exports, the government can continue to fool you with this naira falling down, dollar falling down to the naira. At the end of the day, if you rush to go and sell your dollar, now you lose. Because at the end of the day, they've not done the real work, which is to show up exports. That is what gives you effects. So,
Yeah.
so we need to organize like that to have designated obedient subgroups within the obedient movement. That's the structuring. Handle this, handle propaganda on lies, handle propaganda on this. You team this, continue to push on the burning issue so that we do not lose track and focus. Because the truth,
All
if
right.
we lose track and focus over time, people will get tired. They won't see a need to continue to do it.
All right. Thank you very much, Vasni. I know we struggled with your audio, but I mean I totally agree. I was just telling someone yesterday that what is happening with the naira, I'm pretty. It's funny, but it's like a conversation that if you want to have, it's almost as if you are not happy that the naira is falling. But first of all, the first factor, like Saddam said earlier, is that we are so mediocre. We forgot where it was before it went to that place. So now I say it every time, they give you so much problem. So that when they reduce it, you will now feel like this. So they are playing with the numbers, right? But it does not reflect. Why it cannot reflect in the prices of goods is that it is not real. It does not reflect. I was just saying yesterday, it's so sad because even when it was high, right? This is just a simple, quick example. When dollar was high, or foreign currency was high, if a diaspora sends, let's say $100, let's say when it was 17, which we wanted it to really come down from, so that it can affect prices of goods. What APC has done is APC said, "She will not like now number, no like this number. Okay, no wahala now. We could just change the number from high. No wahala, no problem. And number not like shit. You get." So I was saying, if you used to send, let's say, $100, to your grandmother, your mother at home, and it changes it and can buy 2 bags of rice, just an example. Now you are sending that same money. It changes, she changes it, and it's a lower amount, but you can't still buy 2 bags of rice. So it's not affecting the prices of commodities because they are doing it in a very, I don't know,
Exactly.
crazy way.
No, that's
Just
what it is. Exactly.
yeah. So
So sorry, 1 minute.
yeah.
Sorry, 1 minute. A quick, last statement, comment on this. If we can remember the stock market crash of 2008 and 2009, thereabout. Remember, bank stocks were doing so well back in the day. Stocks were doing so well, not knowing that they were not built on real growth within the banking sector. They were built on margin trading. People taking loan to go and buy shares. It was not driving the prices of
Yep.
shares, not because the bank did
Yep.
well financially, not because the bank did. There was one big thing that the banks were doing as part of.
Vastly.
Yeah.
So we don't broaden this because not if at this conversation I'm bringing this kind of conversation where I'll be saying, let's be as in this focus, let's be talking about this kind of things, revealing what is happening
Yes.
in the system.
Yes.
But of course, we need to keep talking about it. Thank you very much, Vasni. Thank you. All right, call me Lexi. Please go ahead. After which I'll come to Eze Chikwelu. Then I'll come to Mr. Gospel before Eze Chikwelu.
Yeah, good evening from this part of the world, my fellow violencers. Good evening, Obidients, Saddam, 1 minute Nigeria, Mama Bolanle, Uncle Jimmy. Thank you, everybody, for hosting this space. It's always a pleasure being among my fellow Obedients to hear my voice. One thing I want every one of us to understand is, see, everybody knows what they are doing, but we just pretend like, let's see how it will go. And I could remember, I don't know if it is Uncle Jimmy that put out that tweet sometime last year. What kind of obedient are you? There are some obedient that they are likes and retweet obedient. They will never come to space. They will never. They stay on the timeline. They are violence obedient. They are supportive, financial support, moral support. Obedience is very big, but it is just so sad that we don't know the power we have as an obedience. In Nigeria of today, any political gathering that they will have a political conversation, there is no way obedience will not come out of their conversation. There is no way. That's how powerful they know we are. I don't know if you remember, even long before we dip in to this our obedient movement, if you remember Baseki, there was an outreach that he said, it is very, very hard. I don't know if you remember that he said, it is very, very hard for a house you will see today that you will not see one single obedient in that family. That tells you that we are close to them. But we don't know the power we have. We let these people play us. Whatever happening in Labour Party, I believe it is we that will cause it. But what is the way forward? How are we going to overcome this? We can rant from tomorrow till evening. And the truth is, it is we obedient that we can tell each other the truth. We've already fought this battle, we have won. There is no opposition party that can stand us. No opposition party that can stand Obidient. They can decide to fight Labour Party, use Labour Party against us, but they will never stand against Obidient. I have never seen them. Let's channel our energy to the right thing. See what Peter Obi is doing in the grassroots. He's trying to connect everybody together. And let me tell you what that man is doing. He's trying to connect them to we Obidient, not to Labour Party. But what are we Obidient doing? It will be so sad if we disappoint this man. This man will not come out and tell you that he is counting on us. But to be honest with ourselves, he's counting on us, we are counting on him. But here we are fighting ourselves. Unnecessary issues. Instead of us to stay focused. In Nigeria of today, hold 10,000 naira as a single guy. You cannot cook soup that will last you 2 days. I'm not capping. This is the real issue that we should face. These people are just pretending to us that the country is good. We are the opposition. Are we doing the right thing? We don't need to fight ourselves. We don't need it. Let's stay focused. Let the environmental space be changed right now to give away space. You will see it will enter 10,000. It will enter 10,000. Who are fucking hungry. People don't know where to find hope, but here we are ourselves. We can't hold ourselves together. Please. That's why I always appreciate the diasporas. Thank you for everything you are doing. It is even you that you can even do it better. Don't leave us alone at all. We have won this battle. We have won this battle. You see this Edo State, we have won. We don't allow
Yep.
anybody to gaslight us. But please, don't let us disappoint our principal. I know God will help us. Please, I love you all. Please, I yield the mic. Thank
All
you.
right. All right. Thank you very much, Komilexi. Thank you for that submission. I mean, we're already on the hour, so we'll just try to take those that we can take, but let's just see if we can make it as brief as possible. I know Mr. Goss, we just want to add one or two things, and we'll come to is it Chukwelu, then justice. Mr. Goss, are you there?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Um,
Hello? Hello?
I don't know. I know your mic is it speaking?
Yeah, can you hear me?
He's speaking.
Okay, hold on.
Ah, okay,
Let
go
me let
ahead.
me remove the Bluetooth. I think it's the Bluetooth. So hold on a second. Let me remove the Bluetooth. Sorry about that. I apologize. Bluetooth down. Okay, can you hear me better now? Hello?
Crystal.
Okay, good. I'm gonna make this real quick and short. Um, so here's the deal. Okay, we have. I was happy to see all the video footage of our principal P2V in the northern states doing all the good things, doing Lord's work. I was happy to see Tinubu's disastrous fumbling and bumbling for the last couple of weeks. But here's the problem. The problem is that all these good footage, all these good images, all these good videos, 3 months from now are going to be buried in timelines, in social media timelines. Okay? And even trying to dig them up is going to be a chore. It's going to have to, it's a struggle to actually dig them up. And when it comes time to start using them, Nigerians will forget because Nigerians won't be able to get access to these things. Okay? So you have a situation where I support the structure. I talked about this structure. I know I talked about it way back when some fake obedience were trying to endorse Uzodima, and I called for structure. I remember this Hune was in this violent space back then. So we have to build this structure. I support 100% the structure, and to support this, I'm donating. Um, I signed up. I registered on Obidient website, obidient.org. I'm ready. That's my contribution. I'm donating it for the movement. You guys can use this because I don't want, here in Texas, they say if you want to get something done, you do it yourself. And I've been talking about this forever, and it's been taking a little bit of time. And I know some people say they're doing things, but you know what? Boom, let's get it done. So I'm having this website. I'm donating it. You can go check it out. It's obidient.org. I kind of created a structure of how I think, in my perception, the gaps that we have currently in the movement, how this sort of website, the platform can kind of fill those gaps. And big on the situation that I talked about is the gaps when it comes to having this footage, having this, it's like we're all drinking from a fire hose, both good fire hose and bad fire hose, both good water and bad water. So we're drinking the good one from PO, we are getting all this footage, all these good things, and all these, Lord's work that he's doing, and we're getting some horrible every day. There's mayhem all over the place from Tinubu's from his failures. So, but we need to document these things. We need to put them in a place where you can easily access them. It's not going to be buried in some timeline 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and people struggling to find them. So we have this template that I've put. I'm not ready, I'm not going to run it. I don't want to run it. I want to hand it over to someone, hand it over to you guys, hand it over to Obedience, so that people can be dedicated to doing it. I don't mind paying for somebody to actually be doing it because it's something that needs to be done. It's something that's going to help accounting. And it's also, it will be a way to kind of clearing house. So clearing house for future obedience, like for verification and endorsement of obedient aspirants and candidates that are running for office, both now and in the future. So right now, we have to create walking, talking. I know, Ambassador, and I feel you. I feel the pain in your voice. We don't have enough, opposition horsepower or warriors going out there to really do opposition work. I mean, Peter Obi is just doing, and we have to. I look at him; he's doing so much. I mean, he's putting up so much tweets, multiple times a day. It's like it kind of hard to even keep up with him. He's doing it. So why are we not doing much more? Why are we not doing much more? So what I figured is that if we have this platform, we have to make every obedient a walking, talking opposition warrior, and we'll populate this sort of website with all the opposition materials that they need, so that I don't have to create and think about what to tweet, or when they get into conversations, or when they get into arguments with Bados or with anybody, just pull up this website and see all the timelines, see all the mayhem. So anyway, I'm sorry, I'm revealing a few strategies, and I don't want to do that, but here's the deal. So anybody can take it away from me. I don't want, just take it, run with it, do whatever you need to do, but build it, because it's very important to actually build on that. Thank you. I appreciate everybody.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Godswill.
I beg,
Funny
as you
enough,
did my mind, I might not forget. Please, guys, our those player, Harrison's account has
Harry.
been down. Please, when I will put her up for Jumbotron. I beg you guys, let's follow him massively. And get him back to his numbers, because that guy is a one-man soldier that that's what we call consistency in pressing neck. That's how to run an agenda. Please, let's massively follow him, retweet him, tweet him out there, let him get his followers back. Back to you, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's do it to follow him. I can't be like I had the fear to say, oh God, hey, Harry, no, Harry. Even if they block Harry 200 million times, he will come back 200 million times. I didn't hear I couldn't hear Mr. Godswill, but I was seeing emojis everywhere, so I know it made sense. I'll probably go back and listen to it later. So I'll go straight to Eze Chukwelu and Justice. Then really have best to just do 2 minutes closing prayer.
Okay. Good morning. Good evening. Let me stand on the existing protocol. Wherever you are, Amy Saddam, well, in Nigeria, Mami Volanle, the rest of the crew, Jimmy, I extend my regards. I listened to Saddam, when he started listening to him yesterday, I think on the Tuesday, and it was a bit heavy. So my submission, I will title Short-Sightedness. I'll give you 2 seconds for it to sink. Short-sightedness. I'm going to direct it to a few demographics, then I'll say something about Peter Obi. I'll make a suggestion, what I feel is the way forward, then I'll hang up. Short-sightedness to those obedient who know what we stand for. It is not our personal thing. We're not looking for money in our banks. We're not looking for food on it. We are looking for a better Nigeria for our unborn children. So to you who support another candidate, remember your short-sightedness. A time will come when P2B will need you, and that your governor will not support P2B. To you who claim to be an obedient, who is here, who attend this gathering all the time, but down deep in your heart, you are cashing out from someone else. You are a mole. Remember how short-sighted you are. Whatever you get, whatever you collected will finish. You will be hungry again. Your grandchildren will be hungry. Remember your short-sightedness. To those listening to us who benefit from the rots going on in Nigeria, remember how short-sighted you are. Think about it when you go to bed. You are spending the future of your unborn kids. Think about a person called P2B. When I look at Pio, I see a sacrificial lamb. I don't mean to compare him with Jesus Christ so people don't feel offended, but Jesus Christ was a king in heaven. And when his father said, "Who will I send?" he said, "Send me." He has no reason to come down and be cajoled by mere human he created. He was balling where he was, but he said, "Send me." He wasn't short-sighted. P2B has no reason to battle Nigeria battle. Peter is made for life. His children will be made, which his children are made, and they are likely not to go hungry. But do you know what? Peter is not short-sighted because he knows that the fourth and the fifth generation to come might need the foundation that we will set today. Those of us living abroad, you would know that you will go to work with all your qualifications, with all your smartness, with all your intelligence. You will see a 21-year-old, 24-year-old. They will be your line manager. They will be your leader. And you look at them from head to toe, you are way better than them. And they will look at you. They will dish out jobs. They will call you. Some people will call you names. Some people will address you in such a way that you will go back into your cupboard and you'll be like, what the heck? Do you know why? Because some 20, 30, 100 years ago, somebody was not short-sighted. Somebody laid the foundation for that boy, that girl, to put you in your place all the time for no reason. Think about your children. Think about your unborn grandchildren. Think about your short-sightedness. And that is where Peter stands. The man has come out and he has said, "Take me as a sacrificial lamb. Let me do the job for you." Remember, he has no reason. Peter has been a billionaire maybe 20 or 30 years ago. So, please, as obedience, before you talk, before you pick up your keypad and type, please think. Reflect on what you are going to type before you shoot us in the foot. In the context of what's happening in Labour Party and what people come out to say on Twitter, it is absurd. Yes, I hear you. Give me 1 more minute, I'll round off. So, the word for me today is what? Short-sightedness. If you go back, write it down, think about it, and ask yourself what you are doing as obedient. Are you being short-sighted? What you're doing as a Nigerian, are you being short-sighted? What you're doing as a black person, are you being short-sighted? What would happen to your children, your bloodline, 50 years from today? Adam, I have a suggestion referencing how we can better police this social media, whether Twitter, Facebook, or what. Can we come here every day? There was something else Sizzle was saying earlier. You know, he came out and he was reeling out issues, burning issues that we're supposed to be addressing, that we're supposed to be using to hold this government accountable, to press their neck, in your words. Can we come out here when we come here on Tuesdays and Thursdays and say, okay, we are going to balkanize this and give people their task according to region. Those from Southeast, these are the burning issues in Southeast. Can you take it upon yourself and to start tweeting about it? Those from Middle Belt, these are the burning issues on Middle Belt. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because let's say they don't have lights, maybe they didn't have electricity, they didn't know such thing was going on. Let's say they were so busy at work, they didn't know such thing were going on. Can we come out and we pick out issues from different regions and assign people from those regions to go out and battle with it on Twitter, on every other social media? Then, if you are from
Yeah.
those regions, think about it and say, I'm doing this for my region. If you're from the west, southwest, you're from the southeast, you're from the north central, you're from anywhere, can you pick up that particular issue going on in your region and battle with it and not give those guys breathing space, whether
All
here
right.
or anywhere else? That's the suggestion I have. But think about it
All right.
deeply.
Thank you.
Short-sightedness. How short-sighted are you? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Easy. Normally, it's real level base that does fourth service sermon. What you just did is a sermon. Indeed, there's need for everybody to, whatever you do, reflect, really, really reflect and see the long term goals. Don't look at the immediate, don't rush. You get
1 week, can I take 10
and
seconds? 10 seconds.
I really keen to that.
Wait a minute. 10 seconds.
Quickly, justice. The time is 11:20. By 11:23, should I finish, sir? From my end,
Thank
that
you very
is.
much. Yeah, thank you very much, Women in Nigeria, Emir Saddam, and the good people of Violence Space. Um, Everything has been said. We need to stay on focus. There is nothing this government that has failed before it started will do that will make me derail from the fact that the criminal drug baron, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, diploma certificate forger, has not failed. Nigeria is in darkness right now. Nigeria is in darkness right now. The only place that probably has light is Geometric Power Plant in Abia State. And maybe any other area within Nigeria that is going with gas plant. Maybe those places around Shell, Chevron areas, or unless you're running a generator. Let us cast our mind back to the very recently concluded Nations Cup. What was the bragging rights of all these other small African countries, especially Ghana? No be generator country that they call us, generator republic. If you are supporting this government or trying to derail this movement with all these people's in-house bickering, believe you me, with respect to you, it's either you're a child of the devil himself or you are an irreversible liquid idiot. It has to be any of these two. The criminal drug baron has failed. I know he's listening. He has failed. Dollar will go to 2,000. You people will see it. That these arithmetics that they think they are doing now will work. It will not work. Because there's no way dollar is coming down and foodstuffs are still high over the roof. What is that? What kind of warehouse economics is that? Pablo economics. So please, let nobody come and gaslight me on my timeline. I will block you. I've started blocking like General Lucci. And yes, kudos to General Lucci.
My
One woman
brother, my
army.
brother, my brother, my network is shake. You say what economy is it? I know you see.
Pablo
Pablo
economics.
economy.
That is what I call it. It is Pablo economics. Yes. So if you gaslight me this time around, whether you're obedient or not, I will block your grandfathers and your generations. My
All right.
timeline needs to be sanitized going forward. Stay on topic. Stop opening up spaces and talking nonsense. Sometimes I actually join to listen to the rubbish that they are saying. Peter Obi has tweeted, he has retweeted it this night now that he will be on Parallel Facts tomorrow. How many people have retweeted that tweet? That is how to follow a leader. Yes, we know that in this obedient movement, a lot of people are just here for the money. The 50,000 equity, 50,000 fairness, and 50,000 justice. We know. And this is why I still stand on the fact that we need a structured leadership. I've been saying it on my two of my tweets now. Mommy Bolanle is number one, fearless, foreign, and she does not care. Nobody can intimidate her. She's in a land where there is rule of law. Another person, of course, demonstrated by her track records of holding people to account is General Lucci. They two of them can be the heads of this movement. They are both abroad. Let us, iron out what we are doing. Because I think the major
All right.
area where the criminal drug baron holds Nigeria hostage is the media. APC is such a
Yep.
structured criminal organization that once they put out a lie, the whole media carries it in Nigeria. And that is what Nigerians read. How many people are on Twitter? The criminal drug baron can never make anything good in Nigeria. Emir Saddam, well
All
made in
right.
Nigeria.
Thank you.
Enjoy
Thank you
your
very
weekend.
much. Thank you very much, Justice. So enjoy your weekend. Thank you very much, Justice. Some very salient points you made there. Pretty much disclaimer, yeah. And also, nothing that anybody says on any space is stupid. I think everybody, whatever everybody wants to say, I've come to embrace the diversification of obedient movement. Like it's so diversified. I don't remember what Obedient talk. Obedient saying day like 5 WhatsApp group. Say the 5 WhatsApp group, they talk different things. So even that's just one WhatsApp group.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Else we can have a bottom line. What if we going to set up Peter Obi for drags, obedient for drag? Make we not do those ones because you
So,
know what I'm
mommy,
getting
God
fed.
bless you. When in Nigeria, it is easy to. It is the truth is bitter to say. Say it. Any space hosted by an obedient that is set up to drop it or be is a useless space. It's a useless space. Simple, not this thing. Any person that come up on your platform, you say obedient space, open. They drag to be. You are mad. Why don't they do this
We get
thing?
another. Do we have somebody else? They should
Ashilibu is
tell
working out
us.
freely. Let's act like this thing, please. Haba.
all right, thank you very much. And then another thing I wanted to even point out is that um, no, see, truth is, for the sake of people in Nigeria, nobody is praying for the dollar price to go up. But please, as you are bringing it down with magic, just also bring down the price of goods and save everything. Bring down price with magic. If this is how you people do it, even as soon as they do for here. So and that's very very important for really people that have to go through this mess, and it's not funny.
But then that you're setting up the people who are trading because this one that they are defending the naira, it not go reach 1 month. It will go back up again. Right. So until when do you leave the trader? So it's like it's easy to say bring down the prices, but when it is propaganda and defending naira is what is holding it, bringing it down, they can't defend the naira forever, right? The naira needs to find its level, and until they do the export, naira will be, it will, they're playing it as if it is. Oh, I don't even know which board game I should use
I
because
think this Soludo, what
eh,
you
because at the end of the day, you can't a person who has bought it at 1,400 or 1,500, it's gone down to 1,002 or it's gone down to 1,001. What do you want them to do? They've already spent that money, right? And for those that haven't, they'll be looking at it thinking this one that they're artificially, right, propping up the naira, right? Do I risk do I risk going to market knowing that the price is not going to stay the same? So there's so many permutations that people are not taking into consideration. It's not so easy to just say bring down your prices. A business person wants to remain in business, right? And until such a time when they get sense and decide to focus on the sectors that will give us exports, right? Until such a time, this is like playing Russian roulette. We don't know which one go shoot. They go shoot tomorrow. We feel wake up in the morning. They will tell us it has gone up by 10. By an evening, it has gone up by 15 naira. Before you know it, it has hit the same price again, or even further, because each time it goes down artificially, when it goes back up, it goes higher. So let us not drag business people too much, because at the end of the day, they are not charitable organizations. They have to make money in order for the business to continue. So let us not drag them too much. I
Yeah, yeah,
beg.
yeah, no, okay, okay. Actually, what I meant is APC. Now, I mean, if they have a magic wand that they are using, they should use it all through, not on just numbers. They should use it to
I beg.
whatever they are
One
using.
whip. They begin with business people, begin carry them, because that's the only thing they know how to do. Forcing people to sell at prices where they literally are going to push them out of business. I mean, it's like, no, 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 they don't get magic wand though. Na koboko then get, and I don't fancy that at all.
But whatever they are doing, they should not play Nigerians. It's quite what's happening in Nigeria is pretty much sad enough already. Real ever best. What do you want to see?
Ah, God, I just wish I can disappoint you this night. Um, anyway, well meaning. I just want to thank everyone who has been here and who has been holding forth. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're spacing from. Emia Saddam, Mami Bolanle. I can see my brother Jim. I can see Sweet Angel. How are you doing, Mami Ankadede? Everyone here. I don't have so much to say this evening. I've been I've been just working so hard to like meet a deadline. My supervisor is traveling. That's just the irony of this whole thing. My supervisor wants to jump. He was made a professor recently, and this evening I was discussing with him. He said he's going for a conference, and I said, "How long are you staying?" He said, "Maybe." He said, "I say you'll be coming back in a few days." He said, "Maybe you might stay up to 1 month." I wonder that kind of conference that people can stay 1 month. But that is just a very, very polite way of people living this country. And these are some of the people that supported this government. But that's just what we are seeing. But I like what the topic today is saying is like focus. I think as obedient, we some of us are coming into politics for the first time, and we are learning this politics, and for some of us what we are seeing is very shocking. But politics can just be a very dirty game, and everywhere this politics is played is just the same thing. But as we grapple to learn how this thing is played, I think we should have shock observers and begin to learn the ropes. One of the ways we can stay focused is to choose our battles, carefully, and to ask ourselves which battles are more important for us, and which one are we which one are we in control of, because there are certain things in this politics that we are not in control of, and those ones that we know we are not in control of, we just leave it for those people who are in control of it, hoping that perhaps they'll be able to take care of. Even in Christianity, like those of us who are people who are faith, they say whatever that is revealed is for us human beings. Whatever that is not revealed is for God. There are certain things that God did not reveal for us. For us to break our head about it, there is no point about it. But those ones that are revealed, we should pursue it. We've made our case known. We've made our disgust about Labour Party. We've made known. I think we will hope that those people who we are following, our principal and all the rest of them, will just trust that they will have a better judgment. We've registered our displeasure, and they are going to do it. When we look at what is happening, we say this is not what we bargained for. But politics can be like that at times. But let's just believe that those people that we are following, those people that we believe in, especially our principal, that somehow he also have his own game, and he's somebody who listens. He's somebody who, even when you think he's not speaking, he's somebody who takes his time, he listens, and he has a way of going about this kind. And one thing about this politics is that most times when people are saying, oh, this person is bad, your enemy, anytime your enemy is the loudest telling you that that your brother is bad, anytime your enemy is the loudest telling your brother is bad, you just have to be very careful. No matter how bad that person is, you just have to at times pinch yourself and say, oh yes, okay, my brother might be bad, but how come you're so passionate about this my brother being bad? And you can see a lot of interest about this Labour Party. NUC is there, TUC is there. These are people that before this time we don't hear them shouting to the high roof for Labour how much they love Labour Party, how much is their party, and all the rest of them. So a lot of things is fishing. Some of the things we might not know, but it's politics. It can be very dirty. If you drag somebody down, who is it that you want to take up? It is what it is. But what the point I'm trying to make is that most times, let us. Yes, we want to fight this battle. We want to make sure that we have good people in leadership that that will lead us. But let us also remember it's politics. A lot of things that is happening we might not like, but let us just hold our hearts, and say, okay, at this point we trust that things are going to be all right. So that is part of choosing our battle. Let us choose those battles that we can fight. Let us choose those battles that we know we are very comfortable fighting it, and fight it to the logical conclusion. For me, one of the battles that we have, yes, one of the battles we have in our front now in our front is Edo State. That's, for me, is one of the battles that we have. And let us also see how this government is failing, and focus on that. The failing of the government. There is nothing this government is doing good. There is nothing they are doing good. There is nothing is working. There is nothing, anything. Let us, when they fly, some of us will say, oh, I don't want to, because I'm in opposition. I say, oh, what, they are not doing anything. This government is evil. The last angel that was in Nigeria, when Nigeria was so bad, the last angel that was here was when Jonathan was there. Immediately Nigeria voted APC. That angel left. Nigeria is now without no angel. The glory of God has left this country, and all we are doing is how that angel can come. Maybe that one that left, the last one come back, another one come back, another one. And the only way we can do is to begin to put the right leadership in focus. The last angel left when APC was voted in. APC is an evil organization. They cannot do anything good. They are not a political party. They are evil. They cannot do anything good in this country. There is nothing good they will do. They are demonic people. And the earlier we know that, the better for us. Anything we are seeing is just a flash in the pan. And it's just a matter of time. These things, by the time that dollar goes up now, who sees dollar? Where do you buy this dollar in this country? Prices of things are going up on daily basis, and dollar is coming down. It's just something that we've not seen before. With APC, it's something that is demonic, because whatever thing they do is like, you ask yourself, where is this thing coming from? But having said that, I don't want to hug this mic so much. But for everyone who has been here, Jimmy, my brother, Pearl, women in Nigeria, Shirley, this lady that does, I know she comes on this space every time, but she doesn't talk. Antonia, everyone here, I cannot call all your names, but I must call Sweet Angel, 3 times. Sweet Angel,
You never bet.
women is angry.
Mm.
Women is angry.
I don't hear. We don't hear. We don't hear. Just to tell you, actually, Sweet Angel spoke last week. No, not last week. On Tuesday. Yeah, on Tuesday we had Valentine Zibo on the space, and the Sweet Angel came to ask questions, very key questions, and ah, waiting in my mind. Not one. She actually also said hi to you. I now realized this is how people do it, but no problem.
And I was not there. I'm seeing Sister Mary White. I'm just so happy this evening, because I
Which
submitted my, I submitted my,
I think they don't
I
give
was
you
able to meet.
assistant Labour Party youth leader.
No. I didn't. I was trying to meet a deadline. My supervisor
Yeah,
was traveling, so I was able to meet that deadline before he traveled. Because it would have been a disaster if I'm not able to meet the deadline. So I'm so happy this evening. That's what I've been struggling. I've not
yeah.
been able to come, to spaces. So I'm so happy that I was able to submit before
We
he
are so
traveled. At
happy
least
for
I'll
you.
do other things before he comes back. So I'm so happy about it. So that's just why I'm happy. So anyway, let me not speak so much.
Anyway, thank you very much.
Saddam, my man, Saddam, where are
Who
you?
never bet?
Saddam, please. No. Saddam, help me and greet Sweet Angel. That's the way Saddam greets Sweet Angel for me, please. Saddam, just help me and greet Sweet Angel. Bikono.
Okay.
Of this space. Well, every other best, you're in suspension 2 weeks.
Anyway, thank you very much. I mean, not to take away, not to take away the salient point William Abes made. When I was actually clapping when he thought I was raving. Uh, I think what William Abes said is like a very perfect summary of how we should act or react to things as much as possible. I know some of these people we talk. I know say it's not easy. You know, I know it's not very easy because also, you know, it's just to catch for your time. I said recently, I said my draft. I had to delete a lot of my draft recently. Do you know how many? I could not type and finish. I won't paste them. I will come save them. I say wait, just save and face. Later it goes. Then maybe I will now later I probably will not think about it again. I'll just leave it. So like Villababe said, that was a key word. Let's pick our battles. Let's pick our battles so we don't end up fighting, you know, the wrong battles, either by virtue of, you know, fighting ourselves or just for any reasons per se. But let's just pick our battles as much as possible. Tomorrow is going to be a great day. We are going to be having, for me, and I believe for you, President Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. Again, big shout out to the Parallel Facts team. Some of you don't understand. This thing is Parallel Facts. I used to put it together and just say, okay, Obedience, Parallel Facts is a media platform for the people. You understand? It's just that I suspect if Tinubu tell us say you want to come, I'm not sure say they go green like that. So thanks to the thanks to the Parallel Fact team. You know, they are not obligated. I know sometimes we get to mistake it and just think, okay, everything is modded up. But thanks to the Parallel Fact team, we're going to be having Peter Obi on space tomorrow. We are going to have opportunities. But please, there's a tweet I put up on the Jumbotron. If you have a question, go and put it there. Some of their people would look at it and, you know, try to curate some questions from there. It's never possible. The truth is, I don't zero my mind. It's never possible to ask all the questions that you want to ask, and everybody cannot speak. You know, I know tomorrow some people go verse normal level, but just cool temper. But tomorrow the joy is that we're going to be having Peter be on the space. Please do well to share it on your WhatsApp status, maybe overnight tonight, and get more people. Peter B actually wants, because I saw his tweet today, I think he wants Nigerians, not even just obedient. If you see that his tweet today, it was very specific. Dear Nigerians. He's not even just saying obedience alone. So he wants Nigerians to come from where Peter Obi really has a lot to say. You know, it's been long. So please, I'm begging. Also, I talk so not just to beg. Say share it to your family people. Share it. Just share it, just share. And it's very important. So tomorrow, 7 p.m. Parallel Fact would host us all obedient and Nigerians. All right, Saddam, over to you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much, guys. We have come to the end of On That Space. Enjoy your weekend. It's been a wonderful conversation for me. I just had to let some things out of my heart. And all of us to understand what we are doing as a movement, what we are doing as a people. Um, it's important we understand that social media has been created to drive narratives, to shape narratives, to conjure narratives, and to push agendas. And even though right now there has been so many calls for the structuring of the whole movement, of which I've always said, let it go on, and it's coming from different quarters. I said earlier, I said there are 4 different groups that actually reached out to me. And I ask person, do you know this other person? Do you know this other person? No, and they don't know them. They are not. They know themselves, but they are not in tandem yet. So it's already official that things are happening behind the scenes because we have gotten to that point whereby it has to happen. While it is happening, we have to understand that we are all adults, grown-up people that are meant to own up to. We are meant to be responsible people. If you call yourself an obedient, it means you are a follower of Peter Obi. You understand? And following someone, we are not sheep that we follow without questioning, without asking. But where do you question? Where do you ask? What are the intentions behind your questioning? These are those questions you should also ask yourself. You should also be responsible for what you say. Keep your emotions in check. We have so many people that don't even that just poof, just we don't even sometimes just keep your phone. You're not going to die. You're not going to die. You will not die if you don't make that tweet. You will not die if you don't jump and start talking about something that you're not meant to say. It's just keep your emotions in check. And I promise you, if you sleep and wake up the next day, life continues, Twitter continues, and you wouldn't have said something that would have probably hurt someone or hamper someone's growth. Because in the midst of all this stuff, we have young people in their 18s, in their 19s that just started following politics, that are seeing this obedient movement. I want to be part of this movement. And your tweet might be that tweet, or the person might jump on his space and you're there ranting like a madman. Oh, who's this Peter Obi, blah blah blah. And you just kill the mind of that young Nigerian. Please let us understand how weighty our words are and how important it is that we should open up space rooms to drive narratives and agenda. APC opened up a space on Monday last week, and Saddam and Sarah were the topic of that day. How Sarah they forged a screenshot and said Sarah said, "I am the middleman." Now me Peter Obi give 60 million to give Peter Obi. Say that me chop them, and they coordinated that space all through that day. The next day, agenda, they stood on that agenda. That's how to run agenda. They know how to run agenda. Those children of the devil. You must learn things from them also. We have to understand these things. I don't see a reason why tomorrow we should not open a space and our spaces, and we're not discussing about the woeful performance of Tinubu. Just pick one sector and talk about security. And I promise you all through that day, that's what Nigerians will be talking about. We have to understand how to set agenda and follow it to the very end. Distractions are one of the greatest things these guys will use. They will throw this spanner and they will throw it at us every single time because many of us will keep falling for this stuff. Thank you guys for coming again today. Please, we have our flyer. Our flyer fine now. The flyer for P2B space tomorrow is beautiful. Please use it as your DP if it's possible. Share it out. WhatsApp stories, Instagram posts, TikTok, wherever you are. Let us get the whole world tomorrow. It's amazing that so many somebody had to tag me to a newspaper publication. I think Tribune already carried it. So some newspapers already even carrying it tomorrow. So it's important to know that the whole world will be listening tomorrow. Please just come out to our numbers. Our people will all come out and ask questions. If you have questions to ask the man, Peter said it is uncensored. I wish they even can come violence space safe. I be like so go beg ParallelFacts people make we so that we can hijack it and bring him here. Because the way in mind take day, be like say he won't come scatter everywhere. So we will talk and see if we can negotiate with ParallelFacts people and beg them. If they can allow us, we'll bring it on violence space. Where we say we go tear ourselves because be like say August won't tear on boxers, tear everybody boxers. He's ready for everybody tomorrow. Let's come out tomorrow in our numbers, 7 p.m. And Bolale, you're laughing, you know what I'm saying. I mean, yourself, you know. So may not be like say I talk. He's ready to tear. Please come out our numbers tomorrow. Let's have a great time talking with this man that has sacrificed everything. Everything. When you ever want to get angry about Labour Party or P2B, remember that you have not done 0.0000000000001% of what he has done or is doing currently. Very, very, very important statistics. All right, guys, thank you so much. Please, if you didn't get a chance to speak today, no vex. It's just because we cannot continue with these spaces. We have outspent our time. But next week Tuesday we'll be back on the violence space. Tomorrow we'll be joining the ParallelFacts to run their space. But we'll be back, hopefully, God's willing, on the violence space next week, Tuesday. God bless every single one of you that could not come up to speak. I beg no vex for me. Tomorrow will be better. Thank you, my brother, Welmi Nigeria, for running this space with us. N6 in absentia. Thank you, Mommy Bolanli. Thank you, my brother Jimmy. Thank you, Real Ever Best. My brother, oh my goodness. Official sound, no verse for me. I don't say go verse, I don't bring you up to the I beg, no verse, yeah. Thank you, Chris, to Gabriel, Sammy Chris, AAC. My sister, I see you. Pels. Siaki, thank you so much. Mr. Steve, my brother, thank you so much. Sarah Ibrahim. Middle woman, thank you so much. The real Omezia. Tommy, Mama Wakiri, thank you so much. Antonia Plank. Plank got my brother, longest time. Oh. I thought you have left us. Thank you for coming back to the Violence Space Teamcast and crew. God bless you guys for streaming these spaces on Violence Space, on our radio station, on our YouTube, on our Facebook, and also please, guys, our space will be streamed. That space tomorrow will be streamed on YouTube. Also, the link will be out tomorrow for you. Just get ready. For those of your people that are not on Twitter, there will be a Facebook link, there will be a Twitter link, there will be YouTube link, there will be a radio station link. The whole world needs to listen to what's going to happen tomorrow. So please, guys, come out to your numbers. My brother Tommy, how is Canada treating you? I hope you're having a great time over there. Thank you so much, Dari. Non-conformist, my brother, thank you so much for joining us today. Omega X, the sweet angel of the real ever best fame. Sweet child. Edo first lady, thank you so much. Anka Dede, mommy Anka Dede. Arewa Cheek. Arewa Cheek, he said it's tomorrow. Tomorrow, you and all of people are shouting tomorrow. Tomorrow is the deadline. Tomorrow is the deadline. Repeat tomorrow, make I know soon I'll report for duty on Twitter on Wednesday, on Saturday. We go drag ourselves. Thank you, Liberty Champion, Godwill for Nigeria, Polonium, Godwill, Mary White, Dr. Mary White, thank you so much. Sheikh, my God, Sheikh, see you for you. Thank you, Sheikh Analog, Gaboni, Chief Peter, Kolade, Anders, the structure, Oluwadami, Larry, Uzamaka, thank you so much. Olawaski, Shilodi, Madonna G, Dr. Vince, Dr. Lu, Mr. Strong, Incoming Virus, Adowere, Oduntutu in the Sun, Otumba Dike, Lamidi, Real Jack, Anzi. Thank you so much, Osemo. Amoda Seyon Hunde, my sister, thank you so much. Vinoski, Mr. Waleri, SIM card, my superstar brother. Thank you so much, Mrs. Stella. Thank you, my Duchess of Canada. Son of the South South, Hesley, Ikena, Foye, Mugzi, Johnville. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you, Dr. Talata, Nkiru, Mogul, Mayowa, children of the roasted corn, children of the burnt Mikano. You guys are all invited tomorrow. Guys, thank every single one of you on the platform. Thank you for always coming out with us when we call you guys. God bless you guys. We'll be back on the Violence Space, same station, same time, Tuesday next week, God's willing. As we always say, enjoy your weekend and come out tomorrow for ParallelFacts. Good night. God bless you all.